All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're breaking down one of the most high-stakes, absolutely pivotal spy missions in all of ancient history. This is an incredible story of espionage, raw courage, and a national crisis of faith, and it all comes straight from the book of Numbers, chapter 13.
You might think you know the story, but let's look at it like a modern thriller. You've got 12 elite operatives sent on a 40-day recon mission deep into enemy territory. And the report they bring back, well, it's going to decide the fate of an entire nation. Okay, so every great operation has to start with a briefing, right? Let's take a look at how this elite team was even put together and what exactly their mission objectives were. So the order comes right from the top. A direct command is given to Moses. It's time, go scout the promised land. And this isn't just about, mapping some new territory. This is about getting ready to claim a divine promise that's been generations in the making.
Now, this was not a job for just anybody. Moses is told to pick 12 men, and they aren't just random soldiers, they are leaders, the head of each and every one of the 12 tribes of Israel. We're talking about the best of the best, the cream of the crop.
So the team starts to come together, a real roster of proven leaders. From the tribe of Reuben, you've got Shemua. From Simeon, Shaphat is chosen. And then, representing the powerful tribe of Judah, is a name you are definitely going to want to remember, Caleb. And rounding out this first group, from Issachar, is Igal.
The list of these operatives just keeps building. From Ephraim, we get Hoshea. And trust me, he's another crucial player we'll be talking more about. He's joined by Palti from Benjamin, Gadiel from Zebulun, and Gadi from Manasseh. You can just feel the weight of this mission building with every single name. And finally, completing this elite unit, Amiel from the tribe of Dan, Sether from Asher, Nahabi from Naphtali, and Gul from Gad. That's it. 12 men, 12 tribes, 12 leaders. The entire future of their people is now squarely on their shoulders as they stand by for their orders.
Now, right here, we see this small detail that is actually incredibly significant. Just before the mission kicks off, Moses renames his right-hand man Hoshea. He calls him Joshua. And why does that matter? Well, the name Joshua means the Lord is salvation. What a powerful statement of faith for a commander to make before his men even take a single step into enemy territory. So, here are the orders. The mission brief is crystal clear. Moses gives them 5 key intelligence objectives. He says, I need to know about the people, the quality of the land itself, how strong their defenses are, and what kind of resources they have. And then he adds one last, critical command. Be courageous and bring back proof of what you find.
With their orders in hand, the 12 spies slip behind enemy lines. For 40 long days, they journey through the land of Canaan. And what they discover is this place of, both incredible promise and just terrifying dread.
Their journey is intense. It takes them all the way from the southern desert way up north. They're scouting the terrain, they're observing the cities, and then, in Hebron, they come face to face with something that must have been terrifying. The descendants of Anak, who were known as a race of giants. But they also find something absolutely astonishing.
Can you just picture this? This image right here perfectly captures the sheer potential of the land. In a place called the Valley of Eshcol, they find a single cluster of grapes so massive, so heavy, that it takes 2 grown men to carry it on a pole between them. Now that is the kind of proof Moses was asking for. It was a sign that this land was unbelievably fertile.
So here's the crucial point. The spies are faced with 2 completely different realities, right? On the one hand, the land is a paradise. It's literally everything they were ever promised. But on the other hand, it is inhabited by powerful, fortified people, including giants. You've got promise and peril sitting side by side.
So after 40 days, the spies return. The entire nation, millions of people, gathers to hear what they found. But what starts out as really good news, it quickly spirals into a narrative of absolute terror.
They start by confirming the promise. They bring out that giant cluster of grapes, the pomegranates, the figs, and they say, yep, it's true. The land is exactly as good as we hoped. It really does flow with milk and honey. You can just imagine the cheer that must have gone up from the crowd. The excitement must have been off the charts.
But then comes one of the most fateful, devastating words in the entire story. Nevertheless. And with that one single word, the entire atmosphere shifts. You can feel it change from celebration to pure dread. And then it comes.
Here's the report from 10 of the 12 spies. They paint this picture of an absolutely impossible situation. The people are too strong, the cities are like fortresses, and yes, the giants, they're real. And their final assessment? It's chilling. They say, we are not able to go up against them. They are stronger than we are.
And this is the line that just shatters the nation's morale. It is a confession of complete and utter psychological defeat. See, they didn't just see giants. In that moment, they saw themselves as tiny, insignificant, helpless insects just waiting to be crushed. Their fear didn't just report reality, it completely reshaped it. But just as panic begins to rip through the entire camp, two of the spies, remember them, Caleb and Joshua, they refuse to accept this narrative of despair, and they make a courageous stand.
And this right here, this gets to the very heart of the conflict. Think about it. All 12 spies saw the exact same reality. They saw the same fruit, the same cities, the same giants. Yet, they came back with two completely different reports. One was a report born out of fear, totally fixated on the size of the obstacles. The other was a report born out of faith, focused on the promise they were given in the first place.
This is when Caleb steps forward, trying to silence the rising panic. And what's so important here is that he doesn't deny the facts. He's not saying there aren't giants. He saw them too. But his conclusion is the polar opposite. He says, let's go. Now, we can do this. His confidence wasn't in their own military strength, but in the promise that started this whole mission.
And that's really where this ancient story leaves us, with a question that is just as relevant for you and me today as it was thousands of years ago. We all face giants in our lives, right? Obstacles that seem absolutely insurmountable. The facts are the facts. The challenges are real. The only question is, when you're facing your giants, whose report are you going to believe? The one that magnifies the obstacle or the one that magnifies the promise?